Hey, welcome to another video. In this video, I want to explain how I got scouted to an academy here in Nigeria. So it's just like a guide and advice, like step-by-step autistic guide if you want to join an academy. Because if you want to make it pro, if you want to become a professional footballer, the best way is to join a pro academy because they have access to scouts and they play competitions where scouts are watching. So I wrote some points in my book. I just want to look at just to look at it. So don't mind me if I keep looking down at my book. So firstly, how I fell in love with football. I remember it was during holiday. My voice is loud. My voice is loud. It was during an holiday, and my brother and I were spending the holiday with my dad because my dad works in at that time my dad was working in a separate state than where we were living. So he was working in Ilorin and working in Ibadan. So it's pretty far, they are pretty far from each other. So during holiday, my brother and I went to go and spend the holiday with him. And we were bored most of the day. We were bored just playing games on our phones. Then until one evening, my dad now called us. He was lying down on his bed and he now called us into his room from the sitting room. He now asked us if we knew Ronaldinho and JJ Okocha. And that was really surprising because it was out of nowhere. We didn't even watch, like me and my brother were not football fans. All we did was watch cartoons all day. So it was very surprising. That was a very surprising question. We're like, no, we don't know them. That who are they? He pulled off his phone and entered YouTube. I think that was the first time I had an experience with YouTube. I was maybe around, let's say I was around 10 years around that time, 10 years old. He pulled off his phone, he opened YouTube and searched Ronaldinho and JJ Okocha, and that was the point I fell in love with football. So when I got to school, secondary school, football was more prominent, and that's when I knew that I want to become a professional footballer. But it was not an easy path. There were lots of bumps on the road. So I want to just go straight to the point on the path you should follow. And the first step that you should follow is watch football. I did not really follow this step when I was beginning my journey. And the place where I fucked up is that I was focusing more on highlights, watching fancy highlights of Neymar. And it's not bad to watch highlights actually because it will ginger your love for the game. But I should have watched more full matches to understand the game better. That was my number one regret. And what you should start doing as soon as possible. Watch more football. Develop a love for the game. Obsess over football. And if you can't obsess over football, that means you don't really like football. So just quit. It's not by force. Nobody forced you to come and play football. So watch football and obsess over it. And the next step that I should do is to learn the basics. And yeah, I fucked up a lot because I watched too many tutorials, too many drills. I'd spend more time watching tutorials and drills rather than actually doing the actual practice. And I would overcomplicate things. I was looking for shoe to line up as cone. I would be looking for shoe socks, be doing different things like just jargons, just different things that are not really impacting your improvement. They're not really creating any improvement. And if I could go back to tell my younger self the best training drill to do, I would tell him to find himself a ball, a wall, and express himself. Just find a ball and a wall and play. Hit the ball against the wall. Discover what you can do with the ball. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. What you saw on TV, try and replicate it. Do it over and over again. Just enjoy, like have fun. No cones. Throw away the cones. Just enjoy yourself. Play the ball against the wall. Then once you have learned the basics, the next step that I used that or I should have used, the next step is to join a team. And yeah, I really messed up because I will check on YouTube for football teams in Nigeria and I'll see all these high class academies, Pepsi Football Academy, Shooting Stars Football Academy, all these academies that are very high tier and you cannot join them for free. You have to pay expensive money to join them. Not really expensive per se. We have to pay good money to join them because they were like the top academies. So I would keep searching, using all my time to search on Google, academies in Nigeria, academies in Ibadan, academies in this, academies in that. But the mistake I made is that I should have joined a local team as early as possible, a grassroots team that just play local tournaments. You don't pay money to join the team. I should have joined a grassroots team as soon as possible. And after begging my mommy to take me to all those places, and the funny thing is that apart from being expensive, all those academies were far from my area. So that was like the stress of my mom, is the distance from our house. So she don't mind the money, but she don't want to stress herself carrying us to a long distance to go and play. So one day she went for an election. She went to vote during an election, and in one estate close to our area, she saw that they were training there, that they used to do football training there, and she made inquiries, and that was that. The next week, I went to go and join the team, and I just paid 5,000 naira for jersey and registration. So the best thing that I can do for improvement is to join a local team, a grassroots team, because there you actually play real football, and that's the best way you can improve, by playing more football, playing with older people, playing with younger people, mixing yourself with different kinds of people, learning from the coaches. That's the actual way. You cannot improve without a team. So stop trying to find any top academy. Everybody started from a local grassroots team. Even Messi, before he went to Barcelona, Messi started from a local team in his neighborhood. And that's the mistake I made. Nobody really told me, and I was not smart enough to think of it. So don't make that mistake. Go for a local grassroots team. And then play sponsored games. Apart from joining a team, sometimes in a team they might not be able to, you have scrutiny from the coaches. Coaches are telling you what to do this, do that, do this, do that. You might not be as free to express yourself. So go out, find a place where they play small-sided games and play small-sided games, even if it's at least 2 times a week. Play small-sided games, have fun, because that's where talent is developed. Try your best to play small-sided games at least 2 times a week. I think I should have done that more too, because there was a guy in my school at that time. His name was Ige Joshua. He was very, very, very talented. And I used to wonder, how was he so talented? But I later found out that his area, they used to play street football, small-sided games, almost every day. So the more small-sided games you play, the more you improve. If you check almost every top footballer, they have a background of playing small-sided games of futsal as children. Do your research. Ronaldinho, Neymar, Cherki, Messi, Ronaldo, all of them played small-sided games as children. That's what unleashed their creativity. That's the melting pot for creativity. And then sometimes if you cannot play small-sided games and want to improve your creativity alone by yourself, then do unrestricted training. Throw the cones away. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Dribble past imaginary defenders. Go at your maximal intensity. That's the best way to train. Find a wall. Find a wall. You take your ball to the wall. Play the ball against the wall. Pa, pa, pa. Feel the ball. I don't know how to explain. Just enjoy yourself with the ball. And then a secret that can give you an edge as an athlete is to do fascia training. I wish I had discovered fascia training the moment I discovered I wanted to become a professional footballer, because that would have helped me a lot. Because all footballers have elite fascial function. Their fascia is well tensioned, and fascia is the basis of all athletic movement. Without fascia, you cannot. Mosquitoes are biting me. Without fascia, you can't perform athletic movements efficiently. So fascia is like a thin connective tissue that wraps around all our skin, bones, tendons, and organs in our body, and is responsible for athleticism. I fucked up when I wanted to become when during my early days of wanting to become a professional. I used to do body weight exercises, but and I used to try and copy the form of professional footballers. But the thing is that professional footballers developed fascia when they were young by training barefoot, because fascia starts from the feet. They developed their fascia by training barefoot when they were children and running around, playing different sports, having fun. For someone like me, I was busy sitting down on chairs watching cartoons. So obviously, I know I've been an athletic child. So I learned to train my fascia the right way. And if you want to learn to train your fascia, and if you want to learn to train your fascia the correct way, click the link in my description for my full football maxing blueprint. It has other things like how to improve your game IQ, how to improve your diet, how to become more athletic, how to train your fascia, and everything it takes to become the best version of yourself as a footballer. Thanks for watching. Bye.